tonight. And a steal. Miller retreats to the three-point line. Weber imploring the crowd.
Kenny Smith hitting the three.
Big-time plays here by Steve Smith.
It's water cooler talk without the water cooler. It's Open Court on NBA TV. Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome back to another installment, hour-long analysis, insight, opinions, you name it, and a great cast, as always. Kenny the Jet Smith. Kenny, can I see your shoes real quickly? I'm loving these bad boys. They're very nice.
I appreciate you.
Very stylish.
Thank you, sir.
Like it a lot.
What's the fat lady at? Why, you ain't singing? I'm just saying, when you get to the, you got your circus shoes on. You ain't singing?
I didn't think I was going to go there. Chris Webber is next to Kenny, and next to Chris is Shaquille O'Neal. The man in the middle over here is Steve Kerr, and then rounding it out, Sir Charles Barkley.
Why you gotta say roundy when you get to Charles?
Hey, Reggie, stay out of this. You can't come between me. You can't come. Where's the fat lady again? You can't come between me and Ernie.
Smitty is next to him, Steve Smith, and the most recent addition to basketball's Hall of Fame in Springfield.
Thanks,
Reggie
guys. Thanks for all coming out. Appreciate it. Much love.
Very good. Very good. Great to have you here. We're talking front court in this installment. And we're going to talk about LeBron James in this first segment.
He is a runaway freight train. Here's LeBron for three.
Goes at him. James with the block.
That is it. The fuse has been lit.
James on the pull-up. Next shot forward. He's unstoppable.
From Phenom to this villain stage after the decision, and one that he called himself that and was kind of relishing it. And now he's an NBA champion, an Olympic champion. So on this whole LeBron James arc, where is he right now? What does the future hold for LeBron? You see, Webb?
I think LeBron's at the redemptive stage. I think he's at the stage where he's put in the time, he's been proving who he was, he's been challenged by everybody, and the fact that, you know, he's stayed quiet and finished his goal kind of just puts him at the stage where I've done everything I've asked for, that you've asked of me. Now let me have the freedom to pursue and chase the rest of these championships. So I think it's a little bit redemptive for him, being that he won and, you know, wasn't expected and wasn't rooted, you know, to be the champion that he is.
Has he won back any fans he may have lost through the whole decision?
It wasn't about LeBron leaving Cleveland.
It was how?
It was how he left Cleveland. Because everybody liked LeBron. LeBron's a very nice person.
Smitty, what do you think?
You know, I look at it, I think he started not listening to all the critics. I think the one thing is, I think he listened to everything. I think in the finals the year before against Dallas, he was up tweeting at 3 a.m., you know, talking to fans. I think he finally started to say, let me just be myself. And whatever happens, happens, wherever the chips may fall. And he started to play the game a different way. For me, seeing him post up. To me, taking a challenge of guarding fours. He didn't do that in the Dallas series. He never really guarded a Dirk Nowitzki. I think now he'll accept the challenge right now to play center. So I think he accepts now, I'll do whatever it takes. I'm going to play my way. And I think that's what he did, is pretty much, you know, canceled out the noise and just started to play.
It's interesting what winning does. You know, looking at LeBron at the Hall of Fame ceremony, there was an ease and calm about him that I hadn't seen. And I think getting that championship and getting that monkey off his back, what's scary is what lies ahead for him. He's already won 3 MVPs. He's considered by all of us as the best player on the planet right now. I think his best basketball is yet to come because of that one championship. And I think that's what's scary for the league, is when you win that one thing, and I know he's put himself out there 5, 6, 7, but the best basketball for LeBron James, I believe, is ahead of him.
Kind of scary, isn't it, Shaq? We haven't seen the best of LeBron James yet?
It's very scary, but unfortunately for LeBron, now that the monkey is off his back, he's going to be compared to 2 people. That's Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. So now the question is, how many championships can he get? We all know he's a competitor, and, you know, he's going to be going for that 5 and 6 mark.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Steve?
Well, he's the most scrutinized athlete probably in the history of the world, you know, given the amount of media these days. I thought it was just really cool watching him break through that wall, as Steve said. I mean, he had that that moment this year where he broke through to the next level, not only because he got the ring, but the manner in which he did it. The Dallas series, a couple years ago, he struggled in the finals. This time, he totally dominated. And I just think about the maturity. You think back to his Cleveland days, pregame warm-ups, they're doing all the camera stuff, and, it was all fun. It started not being fun for him for a couple of years there. And then I think he just realized the only way that this is really fun at this level is to win, and he got it done.
How about strictly the workload that he's had? And it's one thing to play a season, it's another thing to play a season under pressure, under stress, that kind of thing.
Yeah. But if you're a great player,
will it take its toll at all on when you see him this year?
That's your job when you call yourself the MVP at the start of the league. Every player that's sitting here that was considered that have done that. Every player that, in the past have done that. Wait, time out. Man, you gotta get this dude some dodos over there.
I was trying to get you.
He's tired, man. I couldn't look at him tired over here, man.
I had to look away when I was feeling something.
Back to reality.
Center.
Back to the reality. We're here, Chuck.
I'm good now, man.
Okay.
Okay, so Kenny.
That's his job. No, that's his job.
Okay.
That's his job. Like, you start a league, you start your team, that's your job. The comparisons of those two guys, now that's a different story. Because the one guy, Michael Jordan, I don't think there could be a comparison to him. Only because he's in a category far above everyone else, only because he's a mold breaker. Like, you're not going to be Muhammad Ali. You're never going to be Ali. You can be a great fighter. You can be the best at what you do. You can have a heck of a knockout punch, but you're not Ali. You're not Jordan because you can't break a ground that hadn't been broken yet. I don't see that LeBron is going to break a ground that hasn't been. You can't be Magic. You're not going to be the first 6'9" guard that come into the league and change the dynamic of what a point guard is. So he will never be that. He will be a great player, but he'll never be a groundbreaker.
But I disagree. I mean, I agree that Michael is above and beyond everybody, but LeBron is breaking new ground with the way he's playing, I think. I don't even know what position he plays, but he can guard all 5 spots. He's really the point guard, but then he plays power forward sometimes.
I was going to ask you, Steve, I mean, is this, sometimes you hear guys, well, he redefined the power forward position.
Charles redefined power forward.
Exactly. So what has LeBron redefined?
Well, let me make this. Well, I think the point that Steve was trying to make, like, if you remember last year in the playoffs, he guarded Derrick Rose. We would never let a 6'8" guy guard the MVP in our sport. I disagree. I mean, Scottie Pippen did that. But I'm saying Scottie Pippen will never play power forward. Right, but meaning, like, okay, as great as Shaq was, he's never, everyone always says, well, Wilt. Now, Shaq, greatest player we've ever seen at his position but he's always, because Wilt was the groundbreaker, so he never gets all the credit he probably deserved because he can't break through that Wilt comparison.
Well, that's on the people,
what LeBron is.
that's on fans
But I think that's what we're talking about. So I think that's the same thing with LeBron. He'll never be in that Michael category because he could never meet up to that.
Maybe that's next, though. Maybe that's the next step for him. He's got to win 4 or 5 more titles, and then people will talk about him in that kind of new mold.
I still think it'll be Kobe. What now?
I said maybe a dunk. I said when you talked about the fans,
contest, everything.
I'm wondering, like you said, what part does the fans have to play? Is that the next step? Because the fans are mad he wasn't at a dunk contest. Fans want to be in 3-point.
Well, they're mad because he goes on NBA TV during the weekend and he's saying, I'm going to be in the contest the next year.
Right now, I'm preliminary putting my name in the 2010 dunk contest Saturday night. LeBron James is saying that in 2010 in Dallas Stadium, primarily I'm putting my name in the dunk contest.
And then everything goes down with him going to Miami, and it's like he's running from his responsibility.
But Michael Jordan,
that's what the fans are upset about, because all the greats from Michael Jordan.
He was in the 3-point contest. Forget the dunk. Michael did the 3.
He's got to do it. He has to do it. He's got to do it.
I think LeBron has to be careful, though, because, you guys were talking earlier. Listen, he's played a lot of basketball. He played a very short, condensed NBA season
went right into the Olympics. No matter how great somebody is, you got to be careful with his body. I mean, he has to be careful. I mean, like I said, it was a very short NBA season in a very small period of time. Then he go right
games.
Then he go right into the Olympics. Then obviously you factor in, go deep, obviously deep in the playoffs. The season's here now. The season's here now. I think he has to be really careful because you can get yourself hurt in that situation.
Do you think Kobe or him would ever meet that Michael Jordan status?
As great as I think Kobe Bryant is, I never said he's not as good as Michael Jordan. Man, this guy, LeBron James.
You think he could be better than Michael?
I do think he. I thought
I'll throw this water on you right now.
No, listen.
I'm gonna electrocute you twice tonight.
Hey, Kenny, listen. I always look at guys from my era. Like I thought I would never compare somebody to Michael Jordan, but this guy LeBron James, from a basketball, like he does everything well.
What didn't Michael do well?
Michael did everything well. LeBron James just bigger, stronger, faster. That's the only difference. Michael Jordan always said, Michael Jordan had the perfect body, 6'6", 225. Can I run, I'll jump, tough, everything? I said, this other guy's 6'8", 260. I mean, we've never had a guy, like you mentioned Scotty. Scotty could guard a point guard, but Scotty was 6'7", 220. This other guy is 6'8", 260. He guards power forward. He plays power forward. I mean, this guy has the most unique body set. It's kind of like Magic playing the point. You're like, wow, this is a 6'9" point guard.
But all that you saw, I didn't buy it. I still think I just didn't buy it.
I look at it,
He has to get 6 championships.
I don't think
he also has to get 6 championships.
He doesn't need to. Yeah, that's right. He's got to win the title. But I don't think he needs to be compared to Michael. Michael was much better offensively with a low post game, with his shooting. Michael was a different kind of player, but this guy defensively is maybe more versatile than anybody other than, or since Scottie Pippen. And you're right, he's bigger and stronger than Scottie. But I think they're different.
I totally think they're different. Go ahead. I mean, I think, Kenny, when you start looking at it, I understand what you're saying compared to Michael. But when you start looking at modes, you don't think he's the first of his mode of a small forward / point guard, but big as Karl Malone, being able to be that athletic.
I just feel that Michael never played on a team same way Kobe. This is why Kobe as well got this luxury that LeBron has. He never played on a team where anybody on the court got double teamed but him. These two guys
played with Shaq.
No, Kobe's played with Shaq.
That's what he's saying.
Who got double teamed. He's playing with Dwayne Wade. Michael never played with a player that would get double teamed. So you had to carry that offensive load for an entire career, not just a season, an entire career, and then on the other end be first team all defensive player. There's no one going to ever be like that because they won't. None of these guys, as we talked about earlier about these super teams, nobody will ever have that burden put on them that Michael Jordan had the way things are being constructed.
When we come back, we're going to stay in the front court. Who are the best bigs in the game? The debate begins after this.
Me being the true original, the last Dundada of all big men. Dundada. I'm going with Andrew Bynum and
son of Jarrell.
It's Brooke
Lopez.
Well, first of all, you have some good points. You're just wrong.
And we welcome you back to more scintillating discussion here on Open Court. One of the dangers of taping a segment immediately after a big meal is that
it's called the itis, baby. Yeah, this is called the itis.
This was
you got the itis.
This was moments ago.
This dude got the itis.
We were having our discussion on LeBron James, and Charles, what's going on here?
I'm tired, man.
Whoops.
Nice. Hey, how's your manicure, Chuck?
Watch the lids.
He about to wake up and agree with you, though. He about to wake up and agree. Watch this. Shake.
I didn't even know what was going on.
Oh my goodness! You all right now?
I'm good, man.
Okay.
What was that? What drink was that he had earlier?
Oh, he had 5
hours.
5 minute energy.
He had 5 hours. He had 5 minutes.
Call him Weekend at Bernie head.
Hey, last season we had a lot of discussion on the TNT set about who the best big man in the game was, and there was this ongoing Andrew Bynum, Dwight Howard conversation going on.
Dwight Howard is the best big man in the game.
Chucky Cheese.
Listen, you need to stop that. You need to, hey,
listen, you
need to let this Superman hatred go.
They ain't got nothing to do with it.
Hey.
They ain't got nothing to do with it. Kenny made an interesting point on last season with open court. You know, we as players, we always watch people before us. When I came in, it was Patrick Ewing and Akeem Olajuwon, guys who played like true centers, who played inside. What we have now, we have centers that are going to the European style, which is a lot of pick and roll. So Dwight Howard, who's a pick and roll player, you know, some people say he's the best. But me, being an old school big man, I'm going to go with Robin Lopez and Andrew Bynum because they play with their back to the basket.
Brooke Lopez or Robin?
Brooke.
Same thing. They're twins, they're brothers, same things.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to call this was Brooke telling me.
Brooke can't believe you said his name over Dwight Howard. Wait, tell me.
Listen, man.
Rather have Brooke than Dwight?
Listen what I'm
I'm
saying.
listening.
I'm not talking about dunking. I'm talking about playing like a big man with the moves. My man, before he had the foot injury, he was putting up nice, solid big man numbers. He don't have a lot of flash, a la Tim Duncan, but he can play. If you put him with a nice team around him, you can get a lot from this big man. Like, if you want to go to flash and dunking and pick and roll, you got to go with Dwight Howard. But me, being the true original, the last Dundada of all big men. Dundada. I'm going with Andrew Bynum and
Son of Jarrell.
It's Brooke.
Brooke Lopez.
Well, first of all, you have some good points. You're just wrong. Dwight Howard is the best big man in the game.
Is he new style big man or old style big man?
I don't think...
New style or old style? Just ask the question. Is he new style, pick and roll, Europe, or is he old school?
So, Shaq, in your hierarchy right now, do you go with Andrew Bynum, Brooke Lopez, then Dwight, or are you going Brooke?
Yeah, it depends on what mode I'm in. If I'm looking at the new style center, you know, the pick and roll and the pop and doing all that.
We're talking about the game today.
Look, can I answer, my brother?
Yes, brother.
It depends on what mode.
Not if you're going to give us the same answer.
I know you ain't talking. You say the same thing 10 times in the same segment. Well, Ernie, what happened was what Kenny did, and then you come back and you say the same thing. Don't talk about me. Anyway, what I was saying, that's three. No, like I'm saying, like if I'm looking at the new style centers, if I'm on that kick that day, you have to say him. But if I go back into the old scout center, like when you just throw it in and God give you a boom bam, I don't put him in that category.
I get what he's saying.
Yeah, I put Bynum in that category.
That boy gets you good. I'll tell you that. I want to have someone with his drinking because I get what you're saying.
Don't you ever
the only thing that I mean, Dwight Howard to me is the best big man in the game.
But
the only thing that he doesn't, because he's dominating on both ends of the court. Where I don't think Brooke Lopez is dominant enough to have it. I don't think Bynum is dominated over a season or even over a longer stretch.
Okay, but hold on.
But I say, neither one of those guys have ever been the best player on their team.
Okay, but hold on.
Where he's been the best player, got his team to the finals. The only thing that he's done wrong, in my observation, he imitates you too much off of the court.
Agree.
His life after you. Trying to be like you off the court when his personality might not be your personality. But that's the only thing I think he does.
Okay, but when you say dominant to me, your numbers have to be higher than any other center. He's only averaging 20. Bynum's averaging 18, 19 points. That's not...
Yeah, but he's not rebounding like...
Not rebounding.
I wasn't a great rebounder. I don't want to hear all that. I wasn't a great rebounder.
So okay, Shaq, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you a question. There's a little bit of what you're saying about Dwight Howard. Is a little bit of this coming from because he tries to be like you?
No.
Because it sounds like you have a little bit of bitterness.
Because if he didn't have a tattoo with an S on,
you know what, Reg? You know what? I think it's the fact that he doesn't try to be like him. I get y'all off the court. But there's two things going on. Like, I knew Shaq was one of the silliest cats off the court. But when come game time,
Oh, he tried to rip your head off.
Right. And so, playing against Dwight, I think he's a great guy off the court. And playing against him on the court, he's a great guy on the court.
Right.
And I think the Shaq is not speaking for, I think he's a little upset that he's a great guy on the court when he's saying, like, to me, the best bodies in the league that I've seen, of course, with Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, it has to be Dwight Howard up there. So if he's saying, if you look at Dwight Howard with these shoulders, you look at his body, in his opinion, the way he sounds on TNT all the time, it seems like he thinks Dwight Howard should be averaging 26 and 15.
Thank you.
But what he did,
but he's averaging 22 and 15.
But that's his problem, though. This is like his beef with it.
No, hold on. No. It's not beef. When I came in as a young player, all of y'all held me accountable. We got to hold people accountable. When you throw certain names behind people, you have to hold them accountable. And 2015 is not going to get it done for him. You can't say dominant is 2015. It's not going to get it done. We have to hold people accountable.
You know, I don't mind you saying he hasn't reached his potential.
Yes, I say that.
But when you say Brook Lopez is better,
I didn't say it was better. I did not say it better. I said he plays like a true big man should play. Post, bam,
so you're
bam,
saying, okay, I get it. So you're saying if Dwight Howard had a Brook Lopez mentality of where I want the ball and where I want it, he would score more and be a better player.
First of all, there is no competition that can handle Dwight. So he should take advantage of that, not by pick and roll either. He should get him and he should back him down and he should score like that.
Okay, but I will say this. First of all, the rules are different the rules are different from when you played coming through, taking out Rick Smith's head and scoring all the time.
The rules are different because of me.
Right.
He hasn't got double. He hasn't got double or front or back.
There was no zones. There wasn't zones when we played back then. Right? There was no zones. You could play
zones because of me. It was zones because of me.
Right. So now you're asking him to play like you and ask for the basketball when the rules that are surrounding him now are different.
Man, all you got to do is get to the block and go. He jumps higher than me. He's quicker than me. He's more athletic than me. I don't want to hear it.
But he's
not
as physically,
you know that.
He's not as physically imposing as you are.
Dream Team 2, all y'all held me accountable.
Right, but then rules back then.
You held us accountable. The rules are different because of me.
Hey, okay, this argument, we could go back and forth. This is a question I put to the panel because this is the one I've been dealing with all summer in Philadelphia. How do you think, and Kenny says something about it, being the man, how do you think Andrew Bynum is going to adjust? Because this is the first time he's ever has to be the leader of a team and being the man.
This is the problem I think Andrew's going to face there. I hope things work out between him and Coach Collins, but I think he will struggle because he's got 2 championships underneath his belt, and all these younger guys like a Holiday and a Thaddeus Young, they're all going to look up to him, and they're going to expect him, which he's never done before, to lead them. Now, when things start to go south, how are you going to look at Andrew Bynum? Is he going to be able to get everyone in one carriage and carry them to the promised land? I don't think he has that personality because when things were starting to go bad on a good team, when Phil Jackson was taking them out for Lamar Odom and sitting them down, all we heard about him was pouting. I hope that's not the case in Philly, and we know Coach Collins, he gets on you.
Yeah.
All right? I want to know how that dynamic is going to be between those two.
See, that's the question they've been asking me all summer. I says, I have legitimate concerns about everything. I says, man, first of all, when you go from being 3rd or 4th best player to being the man, you're going to have to be mature. Also, you got to factor in when they give him all that money.
Yeah.
I think that, everybody talk about the Lakers and Dwight Howard and Steve Nash. I think Andrew Bynum was the 7th biggest trade this summer. I think it's going to be very interesting in Philly. I want to see the 76ers do well because I played there. But I said I have legitimate concerns. Legitimate concern. Shaq talks about he's always thought that Bynum was better than Dwight Howard. I says, and I think one of these guys said earlier, at least Dwight Howard, he's been the best player, and he took a mediocre team to the finals. So he's been the leader. So I don't think you give him enough credit because he took a mediocre team.
I hold him accountable like y'all held me accountable.
No, I understand. But first of all, he's not you.
Smitty?
He's not you. But I'm saying you got to give him some credit because he is actually.
So, okay, when you say hold him accountable, what should we say about Dwight Howard? 26 and 15, and that's it?
Have your mentality. What he's saying is
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
Is there a number behind this, or just a?
Well,
how about a letter?
Speaking 28-15, we'll get
the letter
it done.
W.
Well, I think
we'll get it done.
Well, I think things also is Kenny. Look at. I think Dwight. I think you're looking at the other era, Shaq. But in this era, you have to say Dwight's the most dominant in this era. It's not the era you played in. I think in the era you played in, he might even been a power 4 because I don't think he's a 7-footer.
No.
I think he's 6'10". I think Andrew Bynum. But I think when you start looking at Brook Lopez,
Brook Lopez and
The
Black.
guy for me, I would.
I like Brook Lopez.
I love Brook Lopez.
Brook
I don't think he rebounds.
Hey, but Brook Lopez was shocked when you said his name on
I
TV.
wasn't a great rebounder either.
Right.
Well, it's
Let
like,
me
you think
pose
I'm the
this
best
question.
big man in the game?
To Webb,
say-
Shaq,
I
and
know
Chuck,
where
and to
you're
you
going.
guys,
I know
I
where
think
you're going.
DeMarcus Cousins has
Yes.
the tools
Yes.
to be a back to the basket,
Yes.
pick and pop, pass, European and old school, because he plays in both eras to me. He can play with his.
I would take DeMarcus Cousins any day over Brook Lopez.
But I don't think DeMarcus Cousins is a defender like Lopez has to be. Yeah, but I'm going to agree with these guys. The jury's still out on DeMarcus Cousins. He has the potential.
No, it's not. I don't think the jury's out on him.
What do you mean?
I think what holds him back is DeMarcus Cousins.
That's my point. That's my point.
But I mean,
like he to me could be the best power forward in the game.
Yes.
I want to clarify that because every time I say somebody, they overreact because he's from Alabama and I'm supposed to get in line and kiss his ass like everybody else there. He has the potential to be the best power forward
slash center
in the NBA. But I think the jury is still out because of him.
I will say this.
He has to grow up.
You put DeMarcus on the Lakers. You put him with Miami. You put him with Chicago. We all would love that. Yeah. We love his demeanor. We love his.
But if you put any of those guys,
he's got his scale. He's got C-Webb scale. That's why I love this kid.
You know, there's
he's got his meanness, his toughness.
You know, there's two guys that we haven't even mentioned who are probably the most skilled big men in the league.
Pau Gasol.
The Gasol brothers.
Yeah.
Pau and Marc Gasol, to me, are the most skilled overall big men in the
Stephen,
NBA.
I'm going to agree with you. After Dwight Howard, I think the Gasol brothers are the next two best big men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do. I think it's going to be so fascinating this year. Like I said, I live in Philadelphia during the summer. I've had 1,000 people like, what do you think about Andrew Bynum? I says, he's got a ton of talent. But I say, like guys here know, when you go from being like one of the guys to being the man, it's like night and day. And then those young guys in Philly, Doug Collins going to be expecting him to be the man. And I think it's going to be culture. And listen, them media guys in Philadelphia, that stuff in L.A. ain't going to float. That stuff ain't going to float in Philly.
The fans will let him know. I mean, if he runs slow, and that's my thing. Like, what about the leadership? It's easy. A lot of guys have championships and have earned them. And a lot of guys, too, have been the recipients of maybe playing with a good guy, and which we all want to be, but have taken that to another team and act like it was their leadership that did something. And very honestly, I think Bynum played well, wonderful. But I don't think it was his leadership that won. He played with Kobe Bryant. He played with Paul Gasol. So it's going to be interesting to see if him shoot a three when Mike Brown is there. You know, when Mike Brown's there now, you're different. You know, you don't let that carry through. You wouldn't have yelled at Phil Jackson. You wouldn't have said that. I'm interested to see how the Philly fans see how he runs back. If he misses a shot and pouts and looks at the ref and doesn't run back, that might be an interesting night for him. So I am interested to see how he leads because it's going to be on him.
When you're, Ernie, when you become that guy and being around those guys and infiltrating that system of what it is to be the man, like everything's accountable, which what Shaq was saying. But like what you putting in your body, what time you going to bed, what are you doing in practice, what are you saying to the teammates, like that responsibility is stressful, and that like everybody likes the things that come with it, but sometimes that spotlight is just too bright to be on you 24 hours, and everyone monitoring every aspect of your life, your game, and what's going on. Guys can't handle that.
Shaq, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
The way all these big men are going to Houston and working with Hakeem Olajuwon, if Dwight Howard called you and said, I want to work with you all summer on my low post moves, the mentality of the game is...
I'm guessing he's not going to call him now after he sees the show.
Well, I'm curious what your response would be.
I'd be like, sure, come. And I show him how to play like a true big man, not this new style European pick and pop.
Reggie, you know,
that's all I'm saying.
You know what's interesting about your question? It's annoying to me that all these guys wait till like 7, 8 years in the league.
I agree.
Like Amari Stoudemire finally goes and works with Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm like, this has been in the league almost 10 years. Like, that's the one thing that we always talked about. I remember, you know, because Moses was my mentor. Moses helped me. He would tell me when the season ended, what are you going to work on this summer? This is after my rookie year, my second year, my third year. Like, these guys are in, like, year 7 and 8. As much as I love LeBron James, The biggest difference in his game last year was he learned how to post up. He should have learned how to post up 4 years ago. Yeah, and I agree. And the only thing I would say about Kobe Bryant, I respect Kobe Bryant going to Hakeem, and I said this over all of those guys, because he did it after he won the championship. He didn't do it trying to get one. Right. He did it after he won, and he thought it was important to still improve. So I'm like, there's a guy with a different mentality.
I want to ask you a question. Name your top your 5 top centers.
Today?
Yeah.
In today's
period.
game?
No.
Period. In period? In no order.
Yeah,
No, you got to go order, man.
No order.
Okay.
Hakeem Olajuwon, you, Kareem, Russell, Wilt.
Okay, and were any of those guys pick and pop, new school guys, or all old school guys, right? So when you talk about great centers, we have to hold people accountable and they have to play.
Are any of those, those guys are all centers?
Yeah, they're all centers.
Dwight Howard.
He's a center, man.
He plays center.
Well, Hakeem was a center, man.
Yeah. Hakeem was 6'10".
He's a center.
The way that Dwight Howard runs the floor, fast as he runs, I think that's one of his biggest advantages.
Yes.
Remember when me and you had to get in the middle and meet the guy there at the middle of the block, and you would turn around and do it? One thing I think Shaq's saying about the mentality, let's just say he is a pop and pick player. If he runs down the middle of the floor every time and flashes in the middle for a jump hook, what happens?
But remember, if you remember something earlier I said, a lot of people think Pau Gasol going to benefit from Steve Nash. I think Dwight Howard being the most athletic big guy to me in the game, I think he's going to get 10 points a game on layups and lobs from Steve Nash, because he's going to be out running everybody.
Okay. So, no, but hold on. 10 points right there. They're going to call his play 8 to 10 times. He shoots 60%. That's 16 points. Couple offensive rebounds, right? Like 4 or 5 offensive rebounds. There what's that, 24 points? And make 4 free throws. There's your 28. If he does that, he'll win. He'll be the best in that.
What does he need to average this year? What does he need to average?
28-15.
28?
28.
On the Lakers?
He's not going to get 28.
With Kobe and Nash and Gasol?
He's not going to get 28.
I averaged 28 with Kobe. What you talking about?
You were the man.
Yeah, but
you were the man and the number one option.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
So he's not the number one option then?
Who was the number one option on
Dwight?
No. First of all, the triangle, there are many options in the triangle. I just took advantage of what I was doing. Steve, back me up.
I'm not backing up.
We don't have no plays. We don't have no plays.
This discussion could go on.
We don't have no plays.
You cost me a championship. We didn't have no plays. Teamed you.
And I kicked it out. I kicked it out. Yeah, I kicked it out.
No.
And then you reposted it.
You averaged 35 and 15 in the finals against us. What do you mean you kicked it out?
Okay, but how many dunks did I get? I didn't get a lot of dunks.
Yes, you did.
Did not.
Rick Smith averaged 4 points in the finals versus you.
That's because
you dominated him and Sam. What are you talking about? I was there.
You were there?
I was there.
Oh, it was Indiana.
What the Davis boys do?
No, we couldn't stop him. That's what I'm saying.
And here comes another attempt to go to break.
Right.
Okay.
Open court will continue. You talk amongst yourselves.
Where's Rick Smith at?
We'll be back.
I learned that move from you.
Right.
Learned it from you. When they go like that, when they bend down, put all their weight, all you got to do is spin. So when you spin, they're off balance and boom. I touch them with it a little bit.
But you never threw.
No, never threw
an elbow. We welcome you back to Open Court. We were going to talk in this segment about free throw shooting and big men, and why a lot of big men can't shoot free throws.
Really?
And then...
I'll answer that first.
Well, give me a quick answer.
Well, I wasn't born with the gifts that Steve Kerr and Reggie Miller were born with.
Okay, so there you go. That covers that.
Wraps it up.
No, the reason we're changing is because while we were in commercial break, you're standing up talking about how you defend, and you were defending yourself and how you would
throw elbows.
It's not throwing elbows.
Go. Well, let's go.
Okay. You would understand this. A spin player. When a guy put all his body weight on, what'd you do?
It's just spin off him.
Okay, so I'm 7'1", so most guys are 6'9", so get 6'9", lean on your body. So when I spin, he's already off balance. I'm right there. This is throwing the ball. I never did that. I get the ball, like big man shit, hold him up right there, boom.
Look how your right arm as you spin into him. Go ahead.
No, look, this is throwing. You said throwing. I'm not intent. I'm already here locked. Boom, boom, got the ball locked. I'm going to shoot. No, lean on me. No, lean down. So lean and spin, boom. Just because I hit him in the head don't mean I'm throwing the ball.
Just because he ran
Exactly. This is intentionally throwing the ball. I never did that.
Reggie's not buying any of this.
You lean on me, spin, boom, got you, bam.
Okay, come on, Reg.
That very move cost me a championship because he was the most dominant player, big man of our generation. We didn't see Wilt play, so Shaq is the most dominant big man.
Hold on, time out. Rick Smith is 7'4". If he play like a big man, I can't bowl him in his face.
Yes. You're 7'1".
That's
so what?
3 inches.
Now, come on, you're acting like it's like that. Between you
With his
two,
big
like
head,
that.
he up there.
That's even more.
I never did that.
He had a bigger
go
target.
Like this.
He had a bigger target.
Come on.
Well,
and after you hit
Can I
him once,
explain
it was
something?
done.
Yes.
Let me explain something to you. When you talk about how big these guys are, that's very deceptive. The reason you are hitting them in the head is, first of all, you're so physically imposing, they just can't stand up.
Yeah.
And force. So to get their center of gravity, they have to
lower.
They have to lower their center of gravity.
And that gets you hit in the head.
Right. Learned it from you. When they go like that, when they bend down, put all their weight, all you got to do is spin. So when you spin, they're off balance and boom. I touch them with it a little bit.
But you never threw.
No, never threw an elbow.
And checking him and being undersized and checking him, I didn't really get him throwing that bow. But the problem was we wanted him to go over this shoulder because you knew he was going to make the jump hook.
But you never saw him throw a bow.
Oh, well, I've seen it many times.
No.
As a guard trying to come down and double, you threw it.
I got a lot of charges, but if he wanted to hurt somebody.
We had to come double you.
If I'm already here locked and make a move, that's not throwing the bow. This is throwing the bow. This is throwing. I never did that. I'm already locked.
Shaq, you never saw me coming and turn this way and then come back when you knew I'm coming to double.
Okay, but I didn't throw the bow.
Okay, how about this bow?
Use different terminology.
Let me
You
ask
got
you
hit
this.
with the bow, but I didn't throw the bow.
On the rebound when people fouled you, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
know they're going to foul you,
Yeah.
and Kenny here and you there.
Yeah.
Do you do that and throw a bow?
Yeah.
I have a question then. Do you think because of your strength and size, it also penalized you with the rest where you got fouled?
Of course, all the time. I mean, I was always upset that I couldn't talk to the referees like Sleepy Barkley over there and like Reggie Miller. They used to say something to the
Talk bad.
if I say it, I'm out for a month. So, it kind of penalized me, but, somebody made an interesting point. They're not going to take care of one guy and penalize everybody else. Think about that, because I was the only one of my kind playing at the time. So they're not going to take care of me and get everybody else upset. So they take care of everybody else, and then I would just have to deal with it. But I never cried, never complained. I just 28-15.
Yeah, it was said often, has said time and time again, the most difficult guy to referee in basketball.
Yeah, no question. But what I remember is just as a guard, our coaches would always say, if Shaq gets the ball down low and you're coming to help, you got to foul him. And so every single game you had people. I remember one game you got it underneath and I swung as hard as I possibly could.
Took the elevator ride.
Gotcha. Yeah, took the elevator ride up. Felt like I broke my wrist. To my credit, you didn't get the basket. You had to go to the free throw line, which was our goal.
He doesn't remember that. He don't remember you even hitting him. No.
You're right. But my point is, the refs had to deal with that. Everybody intentionally fouling him. He had to deal with it. I think things could have gotten a lot worse if he hadn't been composed and able to deal with all
To
that.
me, this is the mark of a great player. When they start changing rules because of what you do, then you're a great player. Like, Barkley had a rule change. You couldn't back down for more than 5 seconds. Shaq had a rule change. Michael Jordan, there was no such thing as illegal offense. How crazy does that sound? It's illegal to give him the ball on one side and let him play one-on-one while your other 4 guys are over there. That's illegal offense. So when Kareem had Wilt Chamberlain, they changed the lane. So when you become a guy who the league makes different rules for, that's when you know you arrived.
So Reggie, you buying Shaq's demonstration over here?
Did I intentionally throw a ball? Intentionally.
You want to ask me, Ernie, or Reggie? I'm not buying it.
Reggie didn't intentionally throw his leg either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on, Reggie.
Reggie, did you intentionally throw your leg? Right, you're now out. You're not in the league.
Let us ask you a question.
It's over. Your career. You're in the Hall of Fame already. Now you could give us the honest answer. Did you intentionally shoot and throw your leg
Reggie
out?
Hoffa.
Absolutely.
There it is.
There it is.
And
First
now
time
that's
ever.
foul. They changed the rule because
First
of that,
time
right?
ever.
They changed the rule.
They changed the rule because
You
of
were
that,
a
right?
great player.
I will say
They
this
changed
about
the rule
Shaq.
because of you.
Did you intentionally? You want me to answer your question?
Yes.
Yes, because you use that.
Stop it.
Can I finish? No, can I
Did not.
You use that to your advantage because you were the most physically intimidating person in our league for 15 years.
The ball had nothing to do with it. It's how you played me.
So when whoever you hit got hit once, they felt it and they never came back. That means every time you're coming now, they're not there. That's an easier shot. You hit them one time, they're going to feel it. Look, I will say this. As many times as because we've all come down and doubled you or had to play you at some point in time, got hit, I'm surprised you didn't kill all of us. No, I'm serious.
America, I did not intentionally throw the balls. Like I said earlier, I touched.
Come clean, Shaq.
Hey, maybe he'll do like perhaps he'll do like he did at the Hall of Fame. At the Hall of Fame, he admitted pushing Greg.
Swear on the book.
On the book. Intentionally, no.
He said swear on the book.
Maybe on the night you're inducted at the Hall of Fame.
Wait, you missed that one. You say you got to swear on the book.
Intentionally, no. But did I touch a lot of people up? Yes.
Switching from free throws to bows
you with that bow,
was the right call. Say what now?
Oh, I was just saying, I remember that bow keep crosshead Shaq with. It made him fall down.
Yeah, all right.
Back with more Open Court and truth-telling when we come back.
I think hot pants with a tank top.
and a little ascot. It was really a scarf.
For more Open Court, check out NBA.com. As we continue here on NBA TV, I guess to some degree everybody's tall, some to a bigger degree than others. What is the worst part about being really tall, Shaq?
Nothing. I look good, I feel good, and I got ass. Nothing. I feel good about myself.
That makes it all
You want to see it?
That brings it all together.
You want to see it? Nothing. I love being tall.
Okay, that's a very honest answer. C-Web, what you got?
I think growing up, being tall wasn't cool. You know, it was every year my uncles used to make a joke, act your shoe size, not your age. So I was 15 wearing 14 wearing a 15. You know, so, you know, those type of things. Mother saw your clothes, you know, you're looking for the right type stuff, that's all. But, you know, besides that, you know, it's cool.
But then when you have money, you can buy anything you want.
Yeah, they said it was the worst when I'm young.
Right, yeah, I get that.
I mean, like Shaq, you say there's nothing, you know, there's no downside to it. But when you are growing up, I mean, when was it that you were really head and shoulders, really tall, everybody looking at you kind of
at birth?
Growing up?
What are you talking about?
No, true story.
When you were 20 pounds?
My father, the great Philip Arthur Harrison, taught me to play when I was 9 or 10 years old. So Bill Russell was his guy. So, you know, we ran the high post offense. So one game I had 50 points, and I can remember a parent running in. He's not 9 years old. I want to see his birth certificate. If he's 9 years old, he's going to be the best NBA center ever. So I was like up here, and the other little kids was little. So that was like the only time I really had, you know, problems.
She was a prophet.
Being tall.
That lady was a prophet.
Wow.
That lady was a prophet.
Man, upset. He's 50 points, 9 years old. 50 points, 22 rebounds, 7 assists.
Were you
blocks.
playing like an old school big men back then, or like a
back to the basket?
European?
You sure?
Oh my God.
No pick and pop.
He
He just said he was at the high post, Steve.
That's why I heard.
At the high post.
He started off at the high post.
No, but listen, high post, guard run off, fake
UCLA cut off. I got it. Okay.
That's how the Harlem Globe.
Sorry, my fault, guys. Sorry.
So move every time.
So, anybody else with a worst part about being tall, tale to tell?
Well, I just think when you're poor, and I don't know how these other guys grew up. When you grow up poor, you can't, because most households use hand-me-downs. But out of my two brothers, I'm the only one who's tall. So it was very difficult to find shoes and clothing.
So that's why you was wearing hot pants. I thought those are really supposed to be all the way down, but they was hot pants on you.
You were trying to give a well-thought-out answer to this thing.
I saw the pictures. I thought they was really trousers, but they were hot pants on you.
You know,
When he had that baby fro.
It's
Chuck had a baby fro.
Really interrupting.
Had a baby fro.
I think
Hot pants with a tight tank top.
and a little ascot. It was really a scarf.
you know.
Looking
real sexy.
Really heartfelt
You know, we're trying to do a
Looking
show
like
here.
an MC Hammer backup dancer.
Oh, dog. I met him in high school, dog. He had these Hulk Hogan pants on.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hammer, I am.
I'm like, this Charles Barkley, these Hulk Hogans, man. This is my idol.
Those were those Zumbas.
Say it ain't so, man.
Those Zumbas went through a little hot streak.
Yeah. The worst thing about being tall is because when you had on Zumbas, the stripes would just be like so long. You're like, yo, that's not cool. That is not cool, man. Oh, hey. Just wear solid colors when you tall,
I
man.
grew up loving this dude. He come here looking like a wrestler.
Ric Flair.
You ain't trying to dress like him, did you?
I did to that point. I even wore a little tight gold chain in high school.
He still got that gold chain on now.
I got it on now. I tell you, I used to have a gold chain to be like that. Then I saw the pants.
Listen.
I'm
Put your hand off Jesus.
No, man. They went from gold to platinum back to gold. So get back in style. That's like back in
I
style.
didn't know it was just
I've
right
had this
there.
a lot, 30 years.
It's like
It ain't come off his neck ever.
That's dope, Chuck. That's dope.
30 years?
That's Jesus if you didn't know, heathen.
And on that note, that's a wrap for Open Court. I dare you to tune in again. Open Court, we're talking about point guard with the best handle you ever saw.
Magic Johnson.
LeBron's got a better handle than Magic, though.
Are you kidding me? No way.
Scotty Skiles. He was mean, he was tough,
And he passed it to you.
and he passed me all the time. He tried to fight me one day in practice.
Who won?
Who do you think won?
Can I put you on the spot?
Yeah.
Jason Williams or Mike Bibby?
Watch Open Court next Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern, only on NBA TV.